Constantine I has embarked on a prestige-farming farewell tour to survey the realm he dedicated his life to, and once that's wrapped up, he'll probably add to it. A little. Or a lot. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Crusader Kings III in our Empire of Albion series. So one thing I'm going to do as I start the episode off is I'm actually going to pardon Duke Seward. He just refused to pay tribute, but he is our friend. We did actually make a lot of progress with his opinion, and so we're gonna kill it with kindness, so to speak. We're gonna put his opinion all the way up to, what is it now? Let's take a look. We look at our vassals and look at Duke Seward. Yeah, it's at 92 now. 92. So, all right. Oh, we visited Hadrian's Wall. What a coinkydink. Yeah, so we hit that right there and gained 25 martial lifestyle experience. As a result, there's a moment that happened. The streets of Cumberland are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal, Earl Vane, dutifully awaits me. So here we are, up for a boring, mediocre at best festival that dullard Vane has had the decency to prepare. Thankfully, I'm here to show these people the extent of my magnificence. Oh no. Alright, cultural festivity. You gain 75 prestige and lose 34 stress because you are arrogant. The cultural acceptance between the Anglo-Saxons and the Cumbrians increases by 2.5%. Let's start. Okay, looks like a number of bonuses just kicked in pretty quickly. Suddenly I find myself separated from my entourage by a large crowd that presses forward to observe the ongoing festivities. Then before I can react, I end up stuck between two people having a heated conversation. However, I don't understand a thing they're saying, and Ceridwen starts talking directly to me. I try to blend in, but Queen Madrun is giving me side-eye. I probably should say something back. Their language seems fascinating. Maybe I'll be able to pick it up from here. Alright, so we could pay Queen Madrun, who speaks this language, 35 gold. And we actually get a popular opinion bonus by saying that we appreciated their culture. So they can say, I don't understand, but I want Queen Madrun of Scotland to teach me. This would boost my learning. Or we could nod and smile. 85% chance that we get the opinion bonus and the Grand Tour becomes more majestic. Ooh, I'm going for nodding and smiling. That seems like the more interesting arbitrary decision to make. Nobody notices that I don't understand a thing. The Grand Tour becomes more majestic. I follow Earl Vane as he shows me the way around the festival, and now he announces, as we enter the castle grounds, what I expect to be a pleasant surprise. I raise my eyebrows when we find a marvelous fountain, all in white stone, with a silver pipe and copiously running with clear juice? Some people gather around it, laughing and throwing coins into the well. Let's all drink together, or it would be a waste not to make a wish. Yeah, let's all drink together. Sure. So it's not quite a feast like in the previous county. That's pretty cool. It's like a different type of event that's arrived, or that's been thrown in my honor. Acrobats jump up in colorful attires. One of them opens its mouth to catch a ball that another one throws, and the public erupts into cheers. The music soon follows. I've heard this song before, perhaps. Most of them sound too similar, even from the dais. I can hear the peasants loudly singing along. And dance in the fields of woof, woof, woof. A figure decides to join in, stealing juggling balls. Get that dog. So we could gain a pet dog, which gives us diplomacy and prowess, and also it's a pet dog. This also could be a perfect companion for our son and ward. Constantine, shall we say, the Third. I kind of like that idea, giving it to the kid. He's currently, again, our ward. We've been raising him. So let's go ahead and give him the dog. Pupper for the kiddo. I'm approached by Earl Vane holding Earl Vane's regalia. My liege, I'm honored to have you here. Please accept this gift as a commemoration of this cultural festival. Something that would remind us of this day for years to come. Oh, wow. That's not nothing as a gift. I appreciate that he thought of this. However, he looks at me with anticipation. I believe he expects me to give something back. Useless item. Maybe I could sell it for scraps and I could literally get 40 gold, lose 11 stress because we're arrogant, and I'll have to choose a gift to exchange. Do I really have a gift to exchange? The Worn Language Manual, perhaps? Or the Delicious Face of Jesus? You know what? Why don't we do that? Let's destroy it. Useless item, maybe I could sell it for scrap. That just seems like the appropriate, arbitrary thing to respond with. I mean, it does have prestige, spouse opinion, and powerful vassal counselor tax contribution bonuses, but they're not significant. This isn't a very fancy item, so like that 40 gold is tempting me right now. Let's go ahead and say that. Oh, interesting. It's not actually giving me a choice. Didn't see that coming. I mean, the Anglo-Saxon Guide to the Esoteric is not helping me a heck of a lot. And in some ways, the clergy opinion... I mean, do I have that equipped at the moment, even? It might be in the... Honestly, that might be something that... Oh, you know what? It might be only letting me choose from things that are... No, because the modest gemstone's there. I was thinking it might only be letting me choose from things that are court artifacts. But in this case... Interesting. Interesting indeed. It's a combination of both. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this. But, oh wait, I'll order it. So I still lose 40. Okay, that's why. I'm like, just gold will be enough. Modest gemstone. I don't want to give this up. This is a lot of prestige per month. I mean, he already has a pretty bad opinion of me. I could just say no. You know what? No. Rude. But I just don't... None of those options are appealing to me. If I'm hemming and hawing this much over 3 options, none of which are very good, just say no. Streets hanging with tapestries, the smell of freshly cooked hare, the way Cumberland shines during this time of the year. The bells toll and the locals ready themselves for mass. They animatedly chatter about the birth of Christ. There was a donkey, I tell you, and it happened near the river. Just like here, when my child comes, I hope you will give him as much gold. A short play promptly follows, and the Lord is born. So we could say, let's drink some mead. You gain drink and forget, which helps with stress gain. We would lose a lot of stress, and the grand tour becomes more majestic. Or we can say, such a lovely celebration and improve cultural acceptance. Let's go with that. I have concluded my royal visitation of Cumberland, and now my procession prepares to depart. Earl Vane of Cumberland and his court have all lined up neatly to see me part, and with everyone present, it's time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presence. It's time for... He's probably going to say no, I would guess. Oh, he gave in. Nice. We actually gained prestige then, and our dynasty gained renown. Wow. And the Grand Tour becomes more majestic. So far, we have achieved the second tier of majesty for this, which is going to be 600 prestige, 50 renown. The maximum is 1,000 prestige and 150 renown, and huge opinion bonuses, as well as itinerant liege for 20 years, which helps with vassal tax contribution and development growth. So this tour is going to be, for the remainder of Constantine's life, this is really going to put Scotland in a good place. An imposing man is standing on the road ahead of us. I am Othari of Annandale. I have bested dozens of men in combat, and honestly, all those fights were dull. So here I am, on this road, looking for someone better than me, someone I can learn from. His prowess is not that high, he's average. If you can best me in combat, I will become a valuable and loyal servant, and so on this day I demand to meet one of you in a fair fight. Alright, so Starkather will show you how it's done. So this would actually add glory to the Knights of Edinburgh. He would join the court and be recruited to the travel entourage. There's a 99% chance that'll happen. Yep. Starkother, get it done. Yeah, of course he won. He has 25 prestige. I receive a welcome worthy of a king at the gates of Duke Diffenwall's castle in Galwittle, and there is little doubt the splendor of my train has made a great impression. My vassal dutifully receives me with all requisite deference. Diffenwall explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals on offer will near the standards of my own court's dinners. Duke Diffenwall of Strathclyde assures me that this is the only the finest food he has to offer. Let's begin. It is another evening of my stay in Duke Diffenwall of Strathclyde's home, and yet another foreign meal is placed in front of me. I knock it around a little with my knife, watching as the dark, unfamiliar sauce slides around like cascading mud. Oh, what I wouldn't give for some food from the capital. Just some simple entremets would be fine. I could ask Duke Diffenwall for something from back home, of course, but I risk causing offense. So I'll just ask. So this might get him closer to forming a hook on me, or if he doesn't accept it, it could form a rivalry. You could say, I'm sure local food is fine. So we're going to gain some stress from this, but the grand tour will become more majestic. Move towards tier 3. I sit at the dinner table awaiting my dessert, and when it finally arrives, I can scarcely contain my rage. What I see is some vile, flesh-colored mound sitting on a plate, clearly made in the shape of some lewd body part. Does Duke Diffenwall of Strathclyde expect me to be tempted by this vulgarity? I can only feel insulted to look at this thing, but from Diffenwall's puppy-like eyes, I can tell this was a sincere attempt at flattery. Oh no. You could say, how dare you? And the grand tour becomes less... Okay, fine, I'll play along, because I want the majesty of this. So we're closer to forming a friendship with him. I mean, the dude clearly is a drunkard. Just look at it, like, you can see him. Like... alright. I love it. Fine, let's just play along with the drunk duke. Alright, so we're making good progress towards the tier 3 already, and we're not even halfway through the tour, to tell you the truth. This is a big tour that we set up. Food has been piled high once again this evening, as I have come to expect. However, the little pastries I had grown so fond of seemed to be absent. I turned to Duke Diffenwall of Strathclyde with a quizzical expression on my face. I know you expected more pastry, my king, but cook assures me every last one went missing just before it's ready to be served. I try to catch the thief, but the gluttonous villain is far too elusive. Let's just say sad. My host has brought me out of his home to a local tavern. All around I see the wretched and weak engaged in drink and debauchery, but Duke Diffenwall assures me that the wine served in this establishment is simply to die for. As the first round passes my lips, I feel alive. The drink hits like a ton of bricks, and I feel that tonight will be a night of endless revelry. So you can say, I will drink until I die. No, you've really outdone yourself, Diffenwall. So this would actually... It would be an opinion bonus, but we could also say let's show some restraint. I'd say you've really outdone yourself. That's fine. I just saw 2 people become lovers, so you can definitely see relationships forming from this feast, interestingly enough. Life as a king brings all manner of magnificent and fanciful food to my plate, but lately I have grown tired of these same flavors and textures. I desire the truly outrageous, the truly exotic. To one side of me, I see entremets, and to the other are boiled vegetables. What if I were to take these 2 distinct flavors and taste them at once? A worthwhile experiment. So, 50% chance of a successful food experiment. The taste was magnificent, lost 30 stress, and we gained that bonus. So that specifically for a period of time. Let's see. Yeah. Small boost to health. So health is still poor, honestly. I don't know if Constantina will survive this particular tour. We'll try. We'll do our best for him, but this is an interesting run so far. I have concluded my royal visitation of Galwittle, and now my procession prepares to depart. Duke Diffenwall of Strathclyde and his court have all lined up neatly to see me part, and with everyone present, it is time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presence. Alright, he gave in, so we got some more prestige for that, and we gain more renown. Oh, what's this? Let's pause and see what's going on at court. Oh, wow. Court is empty. Huh, I wonder if I just missed the event or if it has something to do with this. Grand Tour turned away. As my entourage comes to a halt at the gates of Strangefjorder. Or, actually, no, that's not that's Strangefjorther, I believe. The call is made for the Jarl to receive me, but after a time that is more than generous, not even a lowly servant appears to greet me. The call is made many times more, but we receive no answers save for the chirps of wild birds and whistle of gentle winds. It's become clear that I've been turned away at the gates, and the brash Jarl has, in so doing, insulted the crown. So we could break down the bloody gates, gain a ton of money, but it would really hurt the new territory that we've gained and lower control. But we can say, this insult will not soon be forgotten. And this is we would gain the right to rightfully imprison him. Well, yes, the right to rightfully, you know what I mean. We would gain the right to imprison him. Let's go ahead and do that. That's kind of disappointing, but also not surprising. That's our newest territory that we literally, subjugated, so fair play. Every morning since we reached Bangor, my Archbishop Peter leaves his litter and silently glides away from my sight. This time I decide to follow his path and find him in a lively chat with the local Hofgathi Malmfrother. The ceremony begins and the light of the candles illuminates Malmfrother while shadows play against the walls like autumn leaves. Peter, I call him after the service. What are you doing? My liege, it has just occurred to me that there may be more than one truth. So we can say there's room for a calm debate here. Interesting. So the Archbishop is being very open-minded right now. Because I have high enough learning, there's a good chance I can just get 20 opinion from him right now. There's room for a calm debate. Let's go ahead and say that. You convince him there's only one truth, gained 20 opinion in the process. The truth of it. Speaking of that. We approach a hamlet where a forlorn man stands shackled on the gallows, a throng gathering at its foot. King, it's the king! A peasant stumbles through the crowd, crying, please, my husband is innocent. He didn't do it, my lord. I know it. They pull her away, wailing, no, as she is dragged down the street. The official bows sheepishly, sorry, my lord, ignore her. The man is guilty. Don't worry about that. Let's take a look. So, she is a lunatic. And he... Oh, that's his name. Got it. He's a righteous absolver. I mean... What did he do? Exactly. It doesn't look like there's a reasonable chance that I'm going to succeed at this. But we could gain a strong hook on both of them. Although... Yeah, I think what I'm going to do here is just carry on. I know that's brutal, but we're going to gain some dread. And that'll help, especially with vassals that are a little bit more unruly at the moment. So let's just say carry on. And move forward with the tour. So how are we doing? So we're basically on the back leg of it now at this point. And we've arrived at Donald's court. The streets of the Inner Hebrides are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal, High Chieftain Donald, dutifully awaits me. Ah, how I yearn to delight myself in the great activities and joys that I'm sure Donald has prepared, and to show these people the extent of my magnificence. Let's start. Alright, so we're at Tier 3 now, which is nice. The sound of flutes and drums is quickly accompanied by a group of dancing guests, all following the music with joyful movements and laughter. A couple sneaks away into an alleyway, kids jump in a circle, and a lonely old man struggles to move his hips. I turn to my spouse, Queen Madrune, and admire her gentle smile, clapping at the rhythm of the music. Aw, so we can dance. So we could just dance with the locals, or we can dance with the Queen. You know what? Let's dance with the Queen. So just chilling with the kid, basically. Word has reached me that my plans have been interrupted. It is no longer possible for me to pay a visit. Wait. What? This must be a bug, because we were already there. It's saying we can't pay a visit. Not sure what's going on there. That's... Okay. I really don't know what just happened. maybe we can talk about it in the comments, but that's really unfortunate because that was Donald. I was actually looking forward probably the most to visiting him and to like see what events would pop up. Like if we could reminisce or like bond or anything like that. So that's disappointing. My procession continues down our planned route to Athol when suddenly we come to an abrupt stop on Starkuther's command. Stop, you fools. It is said that this road is infested with bandits and scoundrels of low character and we must divert. The route he proposes is longer, but he assures me it is safer. We can say let's take the safe route, or we can say we must deliver justice to these lowlifes, which will actually help with control growth and improve popular opinion and reduce danger as well. Let's go ahead and just deliver justice. There's a 74% chance that we'll do it, 25% chance that we won't. The bandits are defeated. Perfect. Yeah, really interesting there. I don't know why that got interrupted. Off in a remote corner of the festival, I find an elaborately decorated tent. The materials and patterns are alien to me, so different from what I've seen back home. Its owner is a stranger still, smiling at me knowingly above clasped hands. Ah, a king, I see much in your future. Come give me a coin and I'll tell all. A coin you shall have. So give up some money and gain superstition for 15 years. We can say I have no interest in common charlatans. But this would help with cultural acceptance between the Anglo-Saxons and the Gaels. I don't want to be superstitious for 15 years though. That doesn't bode well for Constantine. He's already in poor health. Let's just say I have no interest in common charlatan. Yeah, we are approaching tier 4. This is going super well. Oh, wow. There was just a brawl, I think, between two women. Even with all the effort that has clearly been put into the festival, I can still notice some abandoned houses and poor materials in Athol. When I approach the main square, I see that Mormal Aeocade, or what would that be? Yokad? Aeocade? Let's go with Aeocade. Has been surrounded by a group of kids eagerly asking about our entourage. They immediately hide the moment they see me. I've brought this from the capital if anyone cares to see, I say, as I show Aeocade the worn language manual I brought with me. Magnificent, he says, as the kids come back to see it. So this will improve development progress, and the Grand Tour becomes more majestic. Yeah, let's do it. I've concluded my royal visitation, and now my procession prepares to depart. The court have all lined up neatly to see me part, and with everyone present, it is time to collect tribute for bestowing him with my presence. It's time for tribute. Okay, he gave in, so we got some prestige from him as well. Dime invites me to join a cultural parade. He assures me that Mormera Aeocade watched over the preparations to give me the best parade the Mormerdom could offer. As he speaks, a couple of locals display some kind of handcrafts. It's nothing I've never seen before. I'm quite disappointed, to be honest. But we could say I could learn a thing or two from him, and we gain inspired by a cultural parade, lose stress, and cultural acceptance improves dramatically. Yeah, I mean, to be inspired by the parade, holding taxes plus 10%. Yeah, tax, like, gold income just went up by 0.4. It's temporary, but it still went up. A serfin is king. I enter a local tavern in Garioch, weary from travel and thirsting for ale and rest. My quiet contemplation is disturbed by the sound of a slamming fist on splintering wood, followed by a scornful spit. That obnoxious bastard. We shouldn't be calling that coxcomb our king. We should be calling him a brash fool. I try to keep my profile low, but it appears that my kingly manner and ale pin on my garments has given me away. I must think of something before the situation escalates. Oh wow, this is actually a mortal threat. Oh, I simply look like King Constantine of Scotland. 88% chance we gain prestige. Did I do it? I did it. Nice. Fantastic. That worked well. Good. Great. I receive a welcome worthy of a king at the gates of High Chieftain Fergus' stronghold in Moray, and there is little doubt the splendor of my train has made a great impression. This is a rare opportunity to enjoy myself in the good company of son of House Ailpin. Fergus explains the planned evening banquet, promising the entertainments and victuals on offer will near the standards of my own court's dinners. He assures me that this is only the finest food he has to offer. Let's begin. All right, so back to a feast. So we're all the way up here at this point, and then we have maybe, I think, was it one more stop up in the Kingdom of the Isles, and we'll be good. That'll be it for the tour. And as I kind of expected, it's like about an episode-length tour given the number of stops that we chose. Okay, so lots of events happening here, but nothing to interact with. Here we go. It has been a long and wondrous evening of revelry and merriment, and many a goblet of wine has been shared between me and my good host. However, it would seem that High Chieftain Fergus has been trying to drink more than me, always filling his goblet a little higher than mine. Is this some sort of implicit challenge? Perhaps I ought to set some stakes here. You underestimate my prowess. So he might be trying to get me drunk, because there's a 66% chance that he grows closer to gaining a hook on me, and only 33% chance that the Grand Tour becomes more majestic. So we can say, don't try it. He's going to lose opinion of me, and I'll gain piety for it. Yeah, don't try it. Ah, Stark Arthur has a lover. Saw that. You thought you could sneak it by me, but I saw. Alright, looks like we've just lost our alliance with Brittany. We'll have to look into that. It is morning, and I emerge reluctantly into the waking world as the morning sun suddenly pierces my vision. I see a servant shuffling awkwardly around my room, unsteady as she sets my breakfast down beside me. I ask what troubles her, and even with such minimal provocation, she begins to vomit words forth. Oh, my wise and kind king, these walls talk. Oh, what terrible things they say. I know so much, too much, I think, some days. High Chieftain of Mora would never forgive me if I told you, but I can't keep these secrets in my head anymore. Ooh. So we could pay her. No, I don't need to learn this secret. I know who her lover is. It's Stark Arthur. I literally just saw it pop up. So we could say that you should just keep your mouth shut. The High Chieftain would gain opinion of me, and the Grand Tour becomes more majestic. Yeah. There we go. Alright, time for tribute. Let's see how this goes. He gave in. Perfect. We've got a ton of prestige now, by the way. I emerge from my slumber after another peaceful night staying with High Chieftain of Moray. As I regain my consciousness, I feel something heavy beside me that wasn't there before. An entire keg of mead rests beside me like a lover, sloshing and creaking in its fullness with each slight motion I make. This gift is certainly unexpected, but is it really such a pleasant thing to wake up to? What a wonderful way to wake up. Or we can say, get out of my sight. No, let's go ahead and move towards building a relationship with him. This is Aid's kid, and we want to try and keep him in line. Life of a ruler. Several peasants gather around me asking for stories. Oh, this is nice. From my life, I think back on what I could tell them, and two stories jump to mind. One, when I became friends with Duke Divdenwall of Strathclyde, is a lovely memory. On the other hand, when I began the annexation of the earldom of Lothian, held by Jarl Aelle of Northumbria, is a more awesome tale, likely to inspire loyalty and fervor. Everyone loves a war story. So, martially inspired, or I'll tell the first story, which would gain me more prestige and add to development growth and popular opinion. I like the idea of telling the war story, but I like the bonuses that I get from the first story. So we're going to go with that. Alright, so we've crossed into the Kingdom of the Isles. So now we're at Orkney. The streets of Orkney are richly decorated for my arrival. Man, I remember when I gave him this. Oh no, this is actually the son of the guy I gave it to. Interesting. I recognized the beard, but then realized that's not the same person. And my vassal, Mormor Ultar, dutifully awaits me. Ah, how I yearn to delight myself in the great activities and joys that I'm sure Ultar has prepared, and to show these people the extent of my magnificence. Let's start. So it's another cultural festival. It's been mostly festivals, which is fine. A group of locals has taken the stage in what seems to be the longest, blandest sermon I've ever heard. I try to keep my eyes open, but soon enough, the piles of hay at the corner of the street look a bit too comfortable, a bit too tempting. I'm just resting my eyes. Or we can say, I must stay awake, gain some stress, gain some majesty, and we can have fake interest in the festival as well as an opinion bonus with him. You know what? I must stay awake. Just playing to the bonuses at this point. Control restored. Yeah, definitely noticing a stabilization of my income. It's even higher than it was a moment ago. Look at that, I hear as I walk down the streets of Orkney. My courtier Adelaide is pointing at what seems to be known as St. Matthew's Fishmongers Guild. A smile quickly appears on her face, blissful. A group of apprentices are kneeled down in front of a workbench. The master supervises the craft from the lintel of the door, arms crossed, chin up. You'll need a bit more strength for that, son. Adelaide takes a step in their direction, completely mesmerized. So we could go ahead and pay some gold and help with the development progress in Orkney. or city buildings will become 20% cheaper. Oh, wow. Our steward could gain the trait architect from this. There's a 71% chance that she finds her vocation, which helps with building construction time and cost. You know what? Yeah. Go for it. She did it. All right, so now everything for us is going to be, I would imagine, because she's the steward, everything is going to be cheaper as a result of that. I would think. Or maybe we need to have that particular trait. I don't know. I'm still glad I went with that particular option. It's good to learn. As I promenade around the festival, I notice a hooded figure selling flasks whose liquid cannot be told. Come and buy my medicines, my lord, for they work miracles and balance the humors of even the weakest man. As I look at the flaskets, I observe that one of them shines vermilion, as if it was made of the finest cinnabar. The other is bright green, as if someone had soaked copper plates in fresh wine. I'm not risking my health on this. Yeah, sorry. Alright, it's time for tribute. He gave in. And we have one last stop before sailing a good way home. Oh, martial lifestyle. Let's see what we have here. Oh yeah, increased control and county progress gain plus 20%. Probably the best way to go. Need to bear in mind that any bonuses I kind of go for at this stage, I'm not going to have for much longer. Somebody asked in the comments, you know, what happens when you make progress through these trees, then you have a character die and, you know, the throne is passed down to the next person in the line. The answer is you are playing as that character at that point, and they have a different set of progress through the skill tree. There are dynasty bonuses you can unlock that allow you to basically learn skills faster across your entire dynasty, or learn perks faster. But individual characters always have their own progress through the tree, and it will be completely different ruler to ruler as you move through time. It's 900 AD now, by the way. The streets of Ferriar are richly decorated for my arrival, and my vassal Cassine dutifully awaits me. Let's start. I've been enjoying the festivities today, but not nearly as much as my son Constantine. He has been dancing and spinning with the locals with jubilation and vigor I've never seen from him before. Fully immersed in the alien traditions of the Norse culture, he seems completely at home, and the locals seem to adore him too. So this would improve cultural acceptance and lose stress. I mean, we already have 0 stress. This has completely de-stressed the king. This tour has been perfect for getting Constantine's stress levels down. I cannot believe my eyes as Peter starts gesturing towards Mormaer Cassine, what is considered highly offensive in Gaelic culture. Mormaer Cassine of Ferriar shouts and calls Peter explicit names while his men hold him back. It seems he is not going to calm down on his own. I have to do something to ease the tension. Hold on, it's just a misunderstanding. I should berate him publicly. Or maybe I can offer gold compensation. They would all gain opinion of me. Yeah, let's just do that. It's the most straightforward solution there. Yeah, and it's looking like we're going to achieve the Majesty Tour success. So it's going to be pretty easy to have my way with the realm, especially the more unruly vassals after this tour is concluded. Unless he, you know, dies immediately, which would be kind of funny, but that would also let Donald ascend to the throne, so that's fine. The sun is setting on another day in Ferriar, and the locals seem to be setting up a final show. A great wooden post has been set up, and I'm excited to see what happens next. But then a feeble woman is dragged up, kicking and screaming, and tied to the post. A knife is brought to her stomach, and she shuts her eyes and prepares to face oblivion. What? Why? She's a gardener, a hunter, a novice physician. What did she do? So we can have cultural acceptance between the Anglo-Saxons and the Norse increased by 2.5%. You know what? Yeah. Stop this madness in the name of your king. That's not the way to do it. Let's not do that, everybody. Thank you. All right, it's time for tribute. All right, looks like he gave in. And so now, with that, we are sailing home to the conclusion of our tour. It is July 900 AD. And this will mark, unless we have an event right as we arrive home, that will mark the end of the Grand Tour. Your Grand Tour has come to an end. It looks like we gained magnificent liege for 20 years. Vassal tax contribution increased by 20%, so taxes are up to 12 per month. Gained 1,200 prestige. We gained 150 renown. And every visited vassal gained 30 opinion of me. And the Knights of Edinburgh gained 50 glory. So this particular vassal that turned me away is about to get imprisoned, probably in the beginning of the next episode, so that's going to lead to some interesting events, I think. But I'm going to finish the Grand Tour here, and I'm also going to finish the episode here. In the next one, I will very likely be attacking either Connacht or Ireland directly. Ireland does not have enough troops to really withstand me at this point. So one thing I might do as well at the beginning of the next episode is finally look into what I can do for some additional men at arms. Let's also take a quick look. Oh, we can pass absolute tribal authority now, which is interesting. Titles can be revoked, vassals can be retracted, characters can be imprisoned. Let's go ahead and do this. Absolute tribal authority. Because this is a really good time to do it. These opinion bonuses, or the opinion kind of penalties that occur when you pick this up, this is the best possible time, really, to pursue that kind of, you know, negativity, to pursue that kind of absolute power, given that usually vassals don't like it very much when you go for that much power. When you have a king at the end of his life who has this much sway and who's just completed a grand tour to collect so much prestige, that's kind of the optimal time to do it. I'd rather do it myself than have Donald do it. So that kind of worked out, because I was thinking before this point that Donald would have to do that. Anyway, we will have lots to do, potentially taking over the majority of Ireland, if not all of it, in the next episode. We'll have to see how the final years of Constantine's life play out. His health is still poor, despite all of his bonuses. So I think we are within the final episode or two of having this gentleman on the thumbnail. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For channel emotes and member badges, look for the join button to learn more. New episodes drop every day but Tuesday at 11 a.m. US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.